All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being on here. Welcome to Awakened Souls. And I just noticed oh, hold on. Not Awakened Souls. I changed it to Beautiful Souls. And my little thing's not up here, so I don't know where it's at. I must have took it off. Anyway, I wanted to get on and talk about I made a video on my Facebook. I've downloaded, but I'm sideways. I'm still going to put it on. I think it is so good for people to listen to. So, in my environment right now, I've had lots of things that's going on that has brought me back to my childhood trauma. And I was triggered yesterday and I made this video and it was just like screaming and yelling basically. And I guess I am in the midst of the childhood trauma. And it is like raw. Like I'm just saying this is what it is. I'm not saying exactly what happened, but it has brought me in a moment of time at my age and a moment of time back when I was a child. Whew, it blew my mind, you guys. And I was just like, things were happening in my environment. And I was like, okay, so when did this happen? Why did this happen? Why does this keep happening? And boom, it just said, we are, we are in this childhood trauma. And the people that are in this dynamic, whatever this situation is, we're making it normal. I've always known in my heart that none of this has been normal. Why do you think I'm here? Why do you think I'm the black sheep, the other person, like you're different than everybody else? Because I've always known our hearts and our souls know when things aren't right. And our hearts and souls, if we ask, show me, show me, show me, will show you what exactly is going on in our lives. So, and I do shadow work. Everybody knows that's what I call it. But actually, it's just reflection. It's just looking at myself and saying, why do I act like this? And who do I act like? Because we always act like our mom or our dad or our teacher or, something. And all of that stuff that's going in our environment, it's showing you of who you really truly are, not who you truly are in your soul, but who you are acting out to be. And you might be saying, I'm this and I'm that, and I'm a writer and I'm a all these beautiful things you want to be, but this is holding you back because you're looping these patterns that other people gave to you when you were a child. Now you don't know any better. Yesterday, when I realized all these patterns, I was like, well, I don't know any better. I did not know any better. And then I was like, holy crap, we are just making this normal. So when I was a child and all these negative things were going on, I thought it was normal. Now, if you would look into an outside, I'm not here. I want to stop here. I want to say that this probably happens in a lot of families. I'm not saying that, well, the things that I'm saying, these things were not normal, but they do happen into people's lives, and our families just make them normal. Like we don't hold accountability for anybody to make the change. We just say, oh, that's how they are, and we just go with it. And here's the thing. We have to stop this. We have to stop acting like that's how they are. That's how they are because that's how you're letting them be. So I don't have to change and do anything. Now, here's me. I changed because I want to. I was in a bad relationship. I looked at it and I said, I don't want that relationship ever again. What do I have to do to change me? I couldn't change him and can't change him and never will be able to change him. I can't even change a dog. I can't change anything, but I can change me. So it's always change me, and then the environment changes. But also, say you live by yourself or you live with your children and you're not to your parents, but you always go back home. Like you go back home for Christmas and then like somebody triggers you and some like your brother does this or aunt does this or something happens and you feel that trigger. Well, you can go back home where right now I'm in the trigger. I'm living in the trigger. And I said, Lord, God, Jesus, whoever, Buddha, bring it down, show me what it is. And I was blown. I was like, this has been normal all of your life. But to me, you guys, when I was a little kid, this was never normal to me. I always asked why, and why are we doing this, and why is this going on? Because these things that's happened, even the last couple of days in my environment, even that I'm at this age, I have never done. So still at this age have never done these and know they're not good, honest, loving things to do and not normal. I'm just using normal because none of us are like completely normal and do everything by the book. But I'm just saying we are normalizing it. Families are normalizing it to make it okay to do it. So that way, that's why it's being continued to be done. Well, here's the thing. So this family member wants to do that, but I don't. And this family member wants to do that, but I don't. So here's an environment that I'm in. I don't want to be in, and I'm leaving as I speak. I'm making transitions. I'm making calls. I'm making things to get out as quick as I can. But I was here to notice that. I believe that I was here to notice that these great big patterns that we're not holding responsibility, and this hinders people from growing up. Like I can just do this and they don't care, so I'm just going to keep doing it. I don't have to, help. I don't have to pay. I don't have to, whatever it might be. We're making it okay. We're making it familiar. We're making it normal. So now, but it's abuse. If you look at it and if you went to a counselor, call me if you need my help, because I'm getting ready to put a website out where you're going to be able to message me privately, and we're going to get on one-on-ones. But if you would go to a counselor and say, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened, they would be like, and what's being done about it? Nothing. Okay, so, the environment is not, and I'm going to say this. I know that I've flipped that and not did that with my family. This is not in my immediate, like my children and stuff. They don't do that. But in a different kind of scenario as childhood trauma. And here's the thing, I'm not mad at, and I'm going to say this really honestly. I was mad at these people, but this is how they lived. And this has made it was okay for them to do. So they believe that it's okay to do. And I don't know if like I was brought up like it wasn't okay, or if it was just like I said, that's not okay. I'm not going to do that. And so I'm not really sure, because every person in the family really does it besides me. So I don't know, but I just know that that triggered me to realize that this is a pattern that keeps looping and looping and looping. And I'm not doing the pattern. And here's the thing. Yesterday, I was like so pissed off. I was like, this is happening to me. This is happening to me. And actually, this is not happening to me. This is not happening to me. I see it in my reality. And because I'm a loving, kind-hearted person, I was feeling other people's pain. I was feeling the pain of what has happened and what is going on, and how this environment is so thick, filled with trauma and drama and, non-loving energy. And I was talking to one of my friends had called me, and we were talking it through, and I was like, I'm taking on other people's energy. Or when she actually said, this is bringing you back to your 5-year-old self. And I was just like, oh my God. Yes, I was bringing it back, all this to my childhood, because that's where we learned. I teach this at every video I have on the YouTube is like 300 or whatever. And I say things happen from 0 to 7, 0 to 7, and you're living this out in your reality. So you need to look back. If you want the help, it's your choice. You can look back. You don't have to. I choose to, because I don't want to live the patterns and the same old loops and the same boyfriends, the same jobs, the same money, the same, all the things. So I go back and I look and say, okay, what do I want to change, or what do I have? Now this thing, personally, the only thing I have to change in this is holding myself away from the energy, because I wasn't doing this stuff and the stuff wasn't actually happening to me, but I was taking it on like it was mine because I felt hurt for the people that was happening to. And that's their job to fix. Just like, if you came to me and you had all these problems and I'm trying to help you figure them out, it's really your job to fix. You just have to talk your way through it, feel your way through it, feel the emotions, get them out. And that's what I was doing. I was like, okay, I got my journal out. That's what I did last night and journaled, why are these emotions coming up? How do I feel? What happens? Am I feeling sad, abandoned? I felt so sad. And I do this with a lot of people, but I have to get strong about this because it's not mine. It's not my reality. And it's in my physical reality, but really it's just outside of me because the stuff wasn't happening to me, but I just get hurt from the people. But here's the thing. You have to get hurt. And I was in the environment living like that. And I got hurt and hurt and hurt until I got hurt so much that I was like, I'm not living in this reality anymore. Later. Peace out. And that's what I did. And did it hurt? And did you cry? And did you have to leave everything in your house and your kids and your car? And I walked. And I mean, it was the whole 9 yards. But how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to change your life? I mean, I was at the point where I was walking to work. I was, my kids were grown, so that was a wonderful thing. Actually, they supported me. But it was a whole thing, you guys. Like, I don't have a fork, knife, anything from that old life that I had. And I don't sit around and talk about it, and I don't dwell on it and all that. At first I did. But you have to realize that every pattern and that the patterns that were going on in my relationship for my marriage, the other day this was going on. I was like, this is the same shit. This is the exact same shit that was going on in my marriage. And because I left my childhood into my marriage and it was the same. But now that I've changed, even though I'm in the environment I'm looking at it, I'm not in it this time. So I'm not in the environment. I'm looking at it going, man. And if these people don't want to change, they don't have to. It's not your choice. It's not my monkey to deal with. They have to deal with it. But here's what I'm saying. I was so angry and I had the feeling like it was happening to me, but it really wasn't happening to me. But I'm kind of glad I got that feeling, because then now I can associate and say, that's not me. That's not what I'm going through. I'm here to help you if you need the help, because I know the way out. I've got myself out of it. Love, compassion, caring for yourself, putting yourself first. You might have to step away from people that you don't love or that you love. You might have to step away from them for a while to get yourself back. That's what you have to do. It's how bad do you want it? So, yeah, but I had never been and realized as a spiritual person that I was being dropped back into my childhood trauma like I was. Like, everything that was going on was like, oh my God, this is familiar. This is familiar. This is familiar. And it blew my mind, you guys, because what was this familiar? I'm 55 years old. Familiarity, 0 to 7. So no, tell me everything I learned that was familiar and we're allowed to do these things that we shouldn't be allowed to do, or hold ourselves accountable for at 55. So when you go to raise your children, people, if you don't even have them yet, or, you're just getting ready to, or they're in 0 to 7, you need to watch what the hell you're doing, because you're making things okay and you're making things not okay. And you're giving them insights of things that they're going to grow up to even think that it's okay. So like you and your husband's fighting, he smacks you and you're like, oh, daddy smacked you. Oh, it's okay. He loves me. He'll get over it. Okay. When your daughter gets over her and she has a boyfriend and he smacks the hell out of her and you're just like, oh, it's okay. She's going to think it's okay. She's going to think it's okay. Mom said it's okay. Daddy's having a bad day. We all have bad days. Doesn't mean you have to go around and hit anybody. No, but everybody has bad days. You don't have to scream and yell. You can have a conversation. We weren't taught this way. We weren't taught to have a conversation. We weren't taught that, usually your dad was gone. He came from work. He drank all the time. He was, basically a piece of shit. That's what they basically called him. And now all these men have grown up and believe that, when they have children, the women will take care of them. All we got to do is send them money. And sometimes this is the craziest shit. They go and send them $35 a week on child support, which is ridiculous, and think, oh, well, I've done something. That's the way they were raised. That's the way they were thought. Now there is other men like my grandpa, he stuck with you no matter what. He had went through abuse, which was terrible. If I was him, I would have left. But in his situation, the way he grew up, it was like we were here to figure it out no matter what. And so you do have men like that, but very small amounts. And the women too these days. I'm not even talking just about men, women too. I've seen so many women that have got addicted to drugs and have left their children and, whatever. And that's all hurtful things. Here's the thing. If you don't even have children, I mean, literally don't have children, because you are bringing children in. If you look at your family and it is all destroyed and you're not going to literally step out of it and, create a new life for you and your family, I'd look at it and say, do I want my children to be like this? Hello. Because that's what's going to happen. 0 to 7 grows up to be in their physical reality. Now, yes, you can change it. I've changed it. I went through all the things. But it's hard work. It's called emotional intelligence. And sometimes I don't have it. And sometimes it doesn't all work out. And it's not a bed of roses. It feels like hell. And not everybody's going to do this. Believe me. You have to be, I don't know, strong as shit, strong as hell, or crazy as hell. Because I'm just that crazy enough to say, I don't care. I'm changing this shit for me and my family and for you, because I make these videos for you. You might think this woman's a nutcase. If you listen to what I say and you do the research, you'll find out this is 100% true. And if you're in an environment that's like crazy or chaos, you need to get the hell out of it and do the work. And I'm here to help you. So anytime that you need it, you just let me know. I am going to, like I said, make a website, put out that, I can help you. Don't be afraid, you guys. On the other side of it is happiness. So I did have, discomfort for a couple of days, but look what I did. I cleared that shit out. I'm not going to, once you go through it and it dissolves, you don't have to go through that shit again. You like, oh, okay, I recognize this now. I can, be done with that. And then you also relieve it for your family, your lineage, your grandchildren. You get rid of that and say, no, we don't do that around here. We don't take the abuse from men. We don't take jobs that we don't like. We don't live in environments like this. We make freaking tons of money. We don't say, oh, we can't have money. Yeah, we can. We can have whatever the hell we want if we believe that we can. God said, believe it and receive it, not get your ass in the middle. Believe it and receive it. And I believe that I deserve better than that. And if that means deserve better than that, you have to walk away and then that's not my problem. And I know that's what gets everyone. Like, I can't leave my family. I can't leave this. I can't leave that. You can. And you don't actually have to leave them. You can put them at a distance. You can love them from there. How many people I love from there is a lot. You have to. It's here's the thing. Do you choose you or do you choose them? Because me, just the other day, freaking out, oh my God, all this stuff is happening to me. Shit wasn't even happening to me. Literally, it wasn't happening to me, but I was taking it on. We're taking on other people's shit that's not even ours. And we think we can solve it. And here's another thing: you can't. You can never solve it. Anything that I've ever done or do from this moment on cannot change what's going on. And I mean, they can change what's going on, and then that can change the environment. But I cannot physically change anything about it. So what do? I can stay to myself until I can get out. And then when I'm out of here, when I'm out, I'm manifesting shit like crazy because I am me. I'm in my own energy. I'm in my abundance. I'm in my love because that's who I really am. Deep down, who really are you? Go on that journey. Go on the journey of self-love. Who am I? Who am I without this? Who am I without that? Who am I with just me? And yes, you have to put the phone down and the computer down and the TV down and say, who am I? It's the best work you've ever done in your life. And I'm going to call it work. It's really not. It just look at yourself. How do you feel? If you feel good, it's good. If it feels bad, it's bad. You know it by the feeling. And then you take responsibility, the ability to respond to the way you feel and choose and make a choice. Do I want to keep feeling bad? No. So what do? Well, I don't really feel good when I'm with Johnny. Okay. So what should I do? You know what to do. Johnny's got to go. Well, I don't want to leave Johnny. But why? He makes you feel bad. Well, but what? He's going to take me to a dance next week. He's going to give me money. He's going to this, and this. Who gives a shit? If you get rid of Johnny, hello, somebody could come in and sweep you off your feet. And I've seen this happen so many times. I've had a couple, actually, 2 clients of mine that I've coached, and both of them, after get off abusive relationships, one thing, they've lost weight, boom. They were not fat, but they were pretty big. So they was like in 20 and 30 pounds gone, and found amazing relationships with people that treat them respectfully. Hello. I loved it. I love it so much. And I'd like to help you do that too. So it's up to you. It's not, I mean, and they had to cry and they had to go. And one of them was like, I'm not even talking to you ever again. And sometimes when we look at ourselves, it's not the prettiest thing, because then we've got to take responsibility for ourselves and be like, oh my God, like I've been acting like this. Oh, I've been, that's me that's been doing this. Yeah, it's you. I done it too. I didn't know. We don't know until we know. But when we know, you can change your world, and it's so yummy and it's so good. And I love you so much. Okay, so I'm feeling so much better. Yesterday, I was feeling crazy, but I had, you know what? Here's the thing. So, since I'm a life coach and that's what I asked to be, and I help people change their lives, I have to go down into the deep, dark shadows and get through them so I can help all of you. And even though it's rough down here, it feels so good up here, because now all that stuff's off my chest. And I've actually told one of my friends today, I feel like I've lost 10 pounds. You literally lose weight. And you don't even have to change your diet. You lose the shit that you're holding on to, that you didn't even know you were holding on to. That's not even yours. Oh my God. I love you. All right. So I will talk to you soon. And if you have any questions, message me. I got you. Love you.